Hello, my name is Dean Charter. I'm Vice Chair of the Acton Select Board, and I'll be talking tonight about Article 6, Authorized Borrowing for Town Capital Projects. This will require 2/3 vote to approve these articles. The first article, item A, is for Town Hall HVAC replacement. This is in the sum of $3,750,000. It will be paid back from the general fund because it's a borrowing item, and also from funds accumulated in our energy efficiency fund. Town Hall was renovated in 1988, and many of the components of the existing HVAC system are original to that date. They are in bad condition, leading to a problem with the heating and cooling of the building and the controlling of the temperature throughout the building. There's also been failures of piping and pumps. There has been some leakage that has caused a mildew situation on some of the pipe insulation and some of the acoustic tiles. The existing system is natural gas-fired boiler. The determination has been made that we want to electrify the entire building, and therefore we're going to propose to install an air source heat pump which will provide both heating and cooling for the entire building. Now, this is an expensive project, and certainly people question whether we should just go with a cheaper system, which would be the natural gas boiler, replacement of that. The actual heat source for a system like this is one of the minor costs of the entire project. The major cost is the replacement of the piping within the building and replacing 48 of the fan coil units located throughout the building. And those costs would be the same regardless of if it was still a gas boiler or if we went with the air source heat pump, which we think is an environmentally better choice. The other portion of the project would be replacing the emergency generator, which failed in a microburst a year and a half ago. And there's also, because of the size and scope of this project, there's necessary upgrades that need to be made under the handicap code in the restrooms and some of the other publicly accessible areas of the building. Now, that's $3,750,000. The next project is $1,900,000, and that will be for our Complete Streets project. The various streets in town need to be upgraded to provide better pedestrian access, provide better intersections, provide bicycle lanes. There's a long list of these projects which the engineering department and public works will take on once this funding is approved and work their way through the priority list. Some of the streets have been talked about for some of this work would be Main Street, portions of Great Road, Parker Street, High Street, and some of the other streets in South Acton. Item C is replacement of a 2005 fire truck. This now 20-year-old piece of equipment is quite expensive to replace. It's $1,500,000, and it takes 2 years to get one of these pieces of equipment into our fire station after it's been ordered. So it's important that we get started now. The existing fire truck has been mechanically compromised. It's got over 125,000 miles on it as we speak. It's very important we have 3 of these first-line pumper trucks, and then we have 2 that are reserves. And due to mechanical breakdowns, often the reserve units are being used at an increasingly long rate. When this piece of equipment is replaced, it will be placed into reserve service for a number of years afterwards. Item D, $850,000 for stormwater management, culverts and bridges. Last year I spoke about the need for a continuing stormwater program. This continues that program, replacing miles of culverts and bridges we have throughout the town. More and more runoff. Recently we've been having tremendous downpours, very quick runoff of rain. We need to have our infrastructure upgraded to be able to handle those torrential storms that we've seen in the last couple of years. Item E, Public Safety Replacement, Radio Replacement Program, $750,000. This is a continuation of a program that was started a couple of years ago to replace the base station radios and all the other radios throughout the police department fleet, fire department fleet, and tying in the public works fleets as well. Upgrading to more modern equipment, reliable equipment, going from analog to digital equipment. That's $750,000. Item F, equalization tank for the wastewater treatment plant. This is the plant that's located down on Adams Street that handles about 10% of the town. This improved tank will be able to better treat the influent that comes into the building. It'll be able to store it so that it can be processed at a proper rate. We've been mandated to do this by DEP. That will be $1,500,000, and that will be paid for, the borrowing will be paid back for that out of the Sewer Enterprise Fund. Thank you.